Good morning, guys. Good morning. Hope we are well. Let's get it. Heavy news day we have today. Very heavy news day in the markets. On top of that, we also had news overnight. We had yen news, right? Giving us this move, which I'm going to explain exactly why this move happened. We have GDP news today, which we'll see what happens. Hopefully, it does get price out of this range. But definitely super interesting here. And yeah, I think we can get straight into it. So news was very interesting here. GDP news, and not GDP, sorry, Bank of Japan. So today was the last speech, and basically they maintained their 10-year yield at 0%. And what's very important is that they maintained their rate at a negative interest rate. So they are still not increasing interest rates while the whole world is basically increasing interest rate to control inflation. So I don't know what Japan is doing. I don't know what their plan is. It's a little bit scary. I mean, because they're kind of letting everything bottle up, and at some point it has to burst. So it will be very interesting to see what happens down the line, right? But they're keeping stuff the same, which means it's not going to really bring strength into the yen. So that's why we see the move up, because this is the pound versus the yen, and we obviously see the pound get a little bit stronger here as that news starts to come out. Now, what's very interesting is after this news comes out today, we also have GDP, right? And GDP is going to be basically gross domestic product, which is made simply the strength of a country's economy. They're expecting it was previously negative, right? So they were negatively growing. The economy was negatively growing. Now they're looking at it to come out positive. They're looking at it to come out as a 0.1%. So if this comes out negative, we will see pound drop. And well, I expect to see pound drop basically. But if this comes out as expected, we should see a spike up and hopefully gets us out the range. Because if we look at what structure is doing, right, weekly has broke the lows but started to find a rejection here, and daily time frame as well, starting to break the highs. And maybe if this can give us the push, it might give us the push outside of the range, right? So yeah, that's basically what I'm looking on pound here. Now let's get into the analysis, and then we'll have a look at gold, because gold also is a heavy news day, and I'm gonna try tell you what I expect with news and what we could start to see populate on the charts with news. All right, for today for NFP, right? So NFP is a big one, and I'll tell you what I'm starting to populate and basically do the same what I did on GJ. But first we're gonna analyze GJ here, and we start on daily. As of course, previous daily did close bearish but within the support, so it's just a range here, nothing really new. We are breaking the daily high, which gives us confidence that we might see upside. This 4-hour candle here has closed above the range. This is the first 4-hour candle to close above the range after rejecting these lows, so that's nice to see. We should expect continuation, especially if we break the highs, and I would like to see the break of the highs to give us the continuation, and we should find ourselves up to 163,700, 163,800. So that's the 4-hour time frame. We start to mark our zones. We can see the zones are very clear now. We can move this 4-hour support to down here. This is a zone from yesterday, 30-minute resistance, which will make sense, and this is a 15-minute resistance we have now. So we go check the 1-hour time frame. On the 1-hour time frame, we have this support that we formed here, which was kind of previous resistance as well. You can see that populating on the 15-minute here like that, and we're stuck at this 163 level flat. If we do start breaking above there, we can find our way pretty easily up towards here, I would assume. It's nice to see a range here form pre-session, and if we break back into this zone, I should start seeing us move towards the upside. And on the 15-minute, we would need to close above basically 163.51, right? So we need to hold support essentially above 163, because if we look here, price is failing to hold support above here. Every time it goes up, it fails. So once we get support above that, we should see some upside. I'm not looking to sell today. There is a heavy news day. I'll probably wait for after news based on what time it is now. But for gold, let's go and have a look at gold, because gold is going to be a very interesting day here for gold, okay? And I want you guys to listen up. I'm not sure many YouTubers give this type of analysis, and basically on news days, I will not recommend using buy stops and sell stops. I think that is a very poor and bad habit. You might as well go to the casino. It is the weekend. Go to the casino, put the same money you were gonna use and go play roulette or something, right? Or blackjack. At least blackjack's a 50-50 or 49, 51. So go play blackjack instead of trying to blow your money taking buy stops and sell stops, right? So for gold here, if we have a look, today is NFP, right? So what are they expecting? Well, obviously here you can see these are the previous numbers, all right, going from October 2022 to February 2023. So look, the forecast has always been good forecast. Last forecast came back bad, right? So this is basically, for people who don't know, this is the change of people employed during the previous month, including excluding the farming industry. That's why it's called non-farm payroll. So the people that are being employed, right? So we can actually see that there was more people being employed than the forecast, which is not exactly the direction the Fed want to happen. That's not the goal of the Fed. The Fed don't want more people being employed, and they're expecting only 224k to be employed, and we'll see if that comes matched or if that comes higher. If that comes higher than expected, then I probably will expect gold to actually try to retrace this move that we had down, right? If this comes back as expected, we will probably see a spike to upside and downside. And if it comes out worse, we will see dollar strengthen, because that was their plan, and we'll probably see gold head down, right? So it's very interesting to see that. And I'm populating based on my analysis, right? And this is how you analyze news, right? If we look at what happened on previous weekly, okay, this is super important, guys. And I want you guys to listen to this very, very carefully, because there's a potential I can clip this and show you guys this afterwards, right? After the news event. Look what the weekly candle has done. This is the last day of the week, right? And it's not, we have created a previous candle closed bullish here, right? Previous weekly candle closed bullish. News basically pulled back to retest the open of the candle, right? We retest the open of the candle, still respecting the weekly candle lows. We're rejecting off those lows, okay? Daily candle here is closing bullish. I would not be surprised after creating this support. I would not be surprised to break the daily high here, and with news gives us the move and flips this weekly candle, right? I would not be surprised to see this weekly candle flip, and price just follows the structure that was originally made, right? Structure that was originally made was upside structure based on the bullish candle here, daily bullish, 4 hour also closing kind of now ranging but bullish. I would not be surprised if maybe we see a quick move down in London, news comes maybe and pushes price up. So this is kind of what I'm populating. Obviously continuation is going to come above 1835 here, but you don't really want to be trying to buy at the highs. You'd prefer to buy after seeing some sort of support creation. If you notice, yesterday's nice buys come after stuff like this, right? That's a nice buy after support creation. Support creation is good opportunities for buys here, right? So yeah, I want you guys to understand that analysis and understand how I did that analysis with news, and we'll see what news does. Forgetting what the statistics is, let's have a look at if it respects structure and we get the move I'm looking for. If I'm wrong, that's why I don't trade news, because of these inconsistencies, right? So yeah, that's basically what I'm looking for. Let me know if you guys agree, if you like that analysis. If you have liked that analysis, then appreciate it if you'd leave me a like and do the YouTube business as always. Yeah, someone already said it. Do the usual YouTube business, hit the like. My support in GJ is 162,600 in 30 minutes because of rejection to downside. 162,600. Yep, I agree with you. That is fine. I'm just marking the most recent resistance. That's why. This is the most recent support that we made, and significant support, and that's why I'm marking it. There's no worries having it here. I'm not looking for sells anyway, so I don't really care if it comes down there. If it comes down here and starts to close back in the range, I will possibly look for buys, right? So I'll write up the plan for you guys, and we'll plan what we're looking for here. Make this text bigger. Right, plan bullish on GJ, GDP news. Watch. Right, we need to watch. Support supports above 163 or pull back to you buys. Always, you know, it's always a simple plan here. It's always simple plans, right? All right, sweet. So that's basically the plan here that we're looking for. Pretty simple plan. We'll see what news ends up doing here, if it dumps price or pumps price. Because if we start pushing up heavy, the plan will have to change. But for now, the plan will stick. Right, so that's why I put GDP news. We need to watch because we don't want to, if we're in a trade before the news, we want to make sure to close unless we're in deep profits. So yeah, definitely interesting. Is my crypto traders in the chat? If we have any of my crypto traders in the chat, let me know, and I will have a look at Bitcoin here. Bitcoin. If you guys have a question of any pair, anything you want to see, let me know. Be happy to have a look. Yeah, we can have a look at Bitcoin here. Bitcoin dumped overnight, big dump due to the Fed calling this a security. Security basically defines something being like a company that has an IPO essentially, right? So it trades. You can buy shares and essentially get dividends and yeah, you know, buy and sell shares, right? So they called this a security, which is not very good, and then it's not licensed for security, and then we had an exchange FUD, so we broke down here. What do I expect to happen? Well, yeah, I expect this to continue, guys. You know, we'll have pullbacks, but I don't see why Bitcoin doesn't find its way to the bottom of the range eventually. We might range a little bit first. We might find a range in here, and I don't see a reason why we don't get that again. For me, I'm definitely bearish on Bitcoin here. It's a bit hard to sell the lows. You need pullbacks to continue. So wait for pullbacks to continue, and that's pretty much it. We had a request to have a look at GU. So yeah, we can do GU. Let's have a look at GU today. So GU daily is also closing bullish here, right? Finally rejecting this zone, but we are, remember where we're trading here, right? We're trading at this resistance, which could be an issue, but until proven an issue. How do we know it's going to be an issue? If we have a 4-hour candle closing below these wicks here, which indicate a good resistance, means we can look for sells on GU, which would make sense on the higher time frame, right? Higher time frame is very bearish here. Downside makes sense on GU higher time frame, but for now we're not having any indication that it's ready to take a sell. 1 hour, we're stuck in a range here on the 1 hour. Potentially, if you trust this zone as being proper resistance, you can look to try sell the top of the range and hold stops above there to get that move down, right? But remember, today's NFP will be affected by will affect GU here, so I would probably wait for that, because if gold does give that deeper retrace, you might see some action on GU here, right? So be very careful here, and I would probably, if you're trading GU, I would wait for after news, unless you're in positions before news. On gold, I was seeing something like a head and shoulder, or maybe my eyes are painting me. You don't need to. This is a big mistake I see in the Forex markets. People concentrate on patterns, but they don't actually look at what price structure is doing. Focus on what structure is doing. What is structure doing in this zone, right? You know, this you could have called a head and shoulders, but price didn't break down, price broke up, right? You could have called this a head and shoulders. Everyone would have been looking for sells, but then price broke up, you know? So focus, because structure was going up during the session. Nothing was going down. This was just a resistance. This was a support inside the range. The minute we broke the resistance, we got continuation. It's as simple as that. Thanks, buddy. Good content. Always good, man. No worries. Alright, GJ's trying to break up here pre-news. Very, very interesting move to see this. We have a close here in 30 minutes that will close above the range. There's this potential wick that might be an issue. What is our range looking like here? Yes, 20 pips. Not bad range. With a trade this early before news, I mean, we're 30 minutes here before news. I need to see this price close above. Preferably, yeah, the 30-minute close above here. Some sort of support, and then I can take price. I'm not buying the highs. Buying the highs, you can see fails a lot of the time, right? Buy the highs, look at this. Buy the highs, it fails. Buy the highs, fails, right? So if this can close here, we see some sort of pullback to continue, then I have a lot more confidence in this move. A lot more confidence, right? Just because it would be super early here to take this move. Because we still haven't broke the 4-hour highs, and if you guys are in a rush to take buys, don't be in a rush to take buys, right? We have plenty of space, and they're expecting positive numbers on GDP. I wouldn't be surprised if it came back negative. The UK economy is not doing too well, and if it comes back negative, this looks like super classic move of some news gives you this liquidity grab to the upside here, just for the news at 11 o'clock to dump price. You know, it happens. You know, something also we can go back and see now is we can see when last time GDP news was. So the last time GDP news was, see, it came back worse than expected, right? Sometimes it comes back better. So let's check February 10th, 2023, right? So we go back here, we go to February 10th, right? 2023. So it'll take us back to there. Right, where's February? Here's the 10th of February. That's the news. See, look what news did. Dump price, right? Classic. Price pushes up, GDP news comes, dumps price, right? And if we type here and we go to settings and we go to events and untick previous events, look at this, right? We had GDP. This was also with GDP growth rate and everything, so slightly bigger, but look, came back worse than the forecast, right? And what did price do? Dumped heavy. Came back worse than forecast, price dumped heavy. Let's go back and see what happens here, right? Let's see what price is doing at the moment. We're pushing up here, pre-news. Okay, they're expecting rates to come back at 0.1. If it comes back worse than expected and comes back like maybe minus 0.3, guess what happens? Boom. We might get a downside move, and this is just a liquidity grab to, you know, liquidity grab to move price down. Bro, did you shrink the display? It's very small. Old style was much better. It's exactly the same. Exactly the same. Nothing changed. It's probably because I was zooming out and zooming fast, right? That's probably why it looked like that. Hey Harry, I watched the video of how to trade with the banks. Pure gem. Could you give some advice on how not to confuse oneself in the analysis process? Yesterday I surely messed up. Let me know what happened yesterday, man. Just keep things simple. Ask questions. Don't be scared to send charts in the group. If you send charts in the Discord or the Telegram, there's plenty of people, you know, including myself, who will reply and help you just to see what's going on with your analysis, right? You just keep it simple. Just mark up what makes sense. Focus on what structure is doing, because if your analysis is that price should go up, it will go up during the session, you know? So just focus on that. Did anyone catch any trades yesterday? Or does anyone want me to discuss my trades? Because I think you guys like when I discuss what type of trade I took yesterday, or when I discuss my trade. So if you guys would like me to discuss my trade, I'll be happy to do that. It's also good education for you guys, and you can see basically what I was doing. For people who are not inside the Telegram and Discord group, I do already share the trades. They're already in there. So I shared it there, right? Why your risk to reward is 1-to-1? It's not always 1-to-1. It's sometimes more, sometimes whatever, you know. I just put my stop loss where it makes sense, and I put my take profit where it makes sense, right? So let's take an example here so I can show you. If I was to take, right, if I was to take basically a buy from the bottom of the range here, let's say this type of buy, my stop loss is going to go here, but my take profit is not going to be like this. My take profit is going to be the next resistance. So in this case, it's 1 to 0.81 risk to reward, right? Or 1 to 2 almost, basically. You know, so it always changes. Share your Discord link here, bro. If you click the description, right? You click more, you check the description, everything's there. Instagram, tag me on Instagram, share your trades. I also post videos on Instagram, which you can check out, right? Instagram is there, so you can check my videos out on Instagram. What else is in there? Telegram and Discord. Sad in the chat. Welcome, welcome. So yeah, check out. So yesterday's trades, the plan from yesterday's stream, if you guys don't believe me, go back and see yesterday's stream plan. Yesterday's stream plan was very, very simple, right? What we're saying is that I'm looking for sells yesterday on pound, okay? But I want to take sells below this level here. So when I started to see this closure close below the level, now that we moved the line because it's today, right? Check this out. So basically what happened is that we saw the closure below this level here. And then I said, fine, look, we got the close below. Remember, I said I want close below 162. You can check yesterday's stream to see. So I wanted close below 162 and show that price respects it. So we saw multiple rejections. We got the close, and I had a sell stop ready below this candle low like this. But price opened no bottom wick, never broke the low, and continued pushing bullish. But all it did is retest the range lows here and reject it very quickly here, very quickly. So I said, okay, you know what? It's rejecting very quick. And this is where you have to kind of change your style and be able to get a little bit more advanced. It's like the idea still makes sense. The plan is to fill this range. How am I going to get into a trade that is going to make sense? So I couldn't sell just on these candles moving. I went down to the 5-minute to see what was going on because we were moving quite fast. And we can see we just got a simple 5-minute candle close below here with volume, London open. I just took a trade like this and I put stop loss somewhere above this range here. And I just targeted, there's a 5-minute support here like this because I was taking on 5 minutes. So gonna target 5-minute, and it tapped my take profit exactly. And then I was out of the trade for plus 16 pips on GJ. So pretty easy trade, simple. Right? See the rejection after this close? Big rejection after the close. Everyone would have taken buys. Now you're in deep problems, right? This is why I said buying high is very dangerous. Harry, can you look at the you shared in chat? I don't see the link you shared in chat, man. I think it's hiding your chart. Just send the X code. Don't send the whole thing. Just send the X code. Send the code after the X. Can you check SPY? Yeah, we can have a look at SPY, man. SPX. Stonks. Yeah, that was a big sell-off yesterday. Wow. Yeah, so we had this daily candle yesterday trying to close bullish here. And it basically failed, and we had this big dump in stocks here. I think this was due to Asia news, if I'm not mistaken. I think there was some Asia news that caused this dump. Yeah, it's a bit tough now. We're coming to this support. I do expect a reaction to happen at 38.79. I do expect it to kind of retest there. I think that's target. After that, you kind of have to wait. If this ends up being bearish, you wait for pullbacks to continue down, or you get below this support to fill this zone here, right? And you can easily find your way all the way down to 37.90, right? So yeah, nothing much you can do at the moment, to be honest. I mean, if you really wanted to sell right now, you need to wait for these pullbacks. See these 15-minute pullbacks? Wait for one more and then take a sell. Don't be selling lows. Lows is very, very a big problem, right? Alright, let's have a look at your chart. Invalid chart link, man. Can't do anything with it. Invalid, invalid. Let's try this. Nope. Invalid. Send the chart in the Discord channel and I'll pull it up. If you send it in the Discord channel, I can pull it up. Alright, very interesting. We saw price break down now and it's trying to reject here, right? 5 minutes trying to break the high. So I do think if this candle flips here and breaks the high, there's an opportunity to continue up, but we're 20 minutes from news here. The question is, do I want to take a position 20 minutes from news on a Friday? This would be normally a good setup after respecting, see the wick come down. Yeah, let's have a think. Yeah, I'm basically happy to let this go without me, to be honest. Just because we're pretty close to news and I don't know how long this trade will take to play out. And I don't wanna be in trades and hold it through news. But yeah, this would be the setup. Like now you'd be triggered. So we're basically going to, that's how you would have entered on the trade right now, like this. But I'm not taking it super close to news. Target these highs. That would be the trade there. So we'll see if that plays out. Friday, I'm pretty chill. Took a trade yesterday. It's close to news, 20 minutes to news. I don't need to push the markets too hard. I'm gonna maybe leave this one out for today, and that's just a personal decision. Why? No need to risk anything, because if I'm stuck in drawdown before news, I'm in deep trouble. I have to close the trade even though it may play out, right? And I don't trust these moves before news. Long term, very hard to trust. Hey, what's time frame and what level you set to target? I was looking at basically the 4-hour time frame for targets on SPY. So if I go back to stonks, right, we have a look at SPY. Right, you look at 4-hour levels to see where your next target's gonna be 38.79, right? 38.79 is the next target. Maybe 38.81, between that zones. Because every single day, this whole week, we've seen moves happen at this time, but they never play out, right? So look at the time, 10:41. Let's go see what happened yesterday, 10:41. There was potential sells yesterday, 10:41. right? And it ended up doing a deep pullback first, right? We saw this was basically 1041 was somewhere here. It ranged slowly, and then London gave this deep pullback. This deep pullback is not what you want to be stuck in. So you don't want to see this do a deep pullback first. And you're buying highs, you know. I mean, if this setup happened after news, I'd be super confident taking it. But you know, it's NFP day today. There's news in 20 minutes. No need to force anything. And this is where you guys have FOMO in the markets, and I think it's where you guys fail a lot, is that you're trying to chase every single move. If the move has some things that can make it go wrong, and they're obvious things, you don't need to force to take it. You guys should have taken trades this week. You know? If you guys have any questions, let me know. Happy to answer them. It's what's different from other streams. I'm happy to answer questions and stuff. If you guys want to take this trade, that is your choice. It makes sense. You know, if it didn't play out, you know why it didn't play out. You know? Do you trade the same way as crypto? Yeah, you would trade crypto the same. The crypto is just a little bit more inconsistent in terms of volume. Right? So if crypto is a bit different in terms of volume, you have to be careful because you want to trade during times of volume. Apart from that, crypto respects a lot more wicks, right? So it looks to, in Forex, you'll find that things basically touch bodies, but crypto likes to respect wicks before bodies, right? So you'll see there's zones where it basically starts to respect the wicks of the zones instead of the bodies, like this, right? In Forex, you'd probably expect price to come back and tap this support. But in crypto, it comes to the wick, right? It taps the wick instead of the bodies. Teach me how to trade. You teach me how to trade, bro. Alright, so this 15-minute closed here. If this 15-minute breaks the high, you probably will get nice continuation here. If you guys are holding this trade, this is where the inconsistency of being so close to news can be worrisome. So yeah, that's what I would only worry about, right? I have a question. Please, on a leverage of 1 to 500, how much is 40 pips? That's not how it works, man. I think you need to go and research lot size. If you watch, there's plenty of educational resources on how to calculate lot size. You don't trade based on leverage, right? You trade based on lot size. If you're trading on a crypto exchange and it's leverage, you need to calculate how much of your account can handle, right? This type of stuff, if you can't even do that, I don't even recommend you trading with real money. If you don't understand this, why are you even trading with real money? You know, it's mind-blowing that people are already trading with real money but don't know how to calculate lot sizes or anything, you know? You think if you can't even calculate that, you'll be able to navigate the markets? No, it doesn't work like that. The markets is not easy. So don't fool yourself into thinking that this is something good, you know, and you don't even know the basics and you can excel to huge lengths of trading, right? That, okay, if you figure that out, you'll be able to take trades and start to make money. you're most likely going to lose money, man. It's not good to lose money. You know, save yourself from losing money. Spend some time learning. Play on demo accounts. Like, demo accounts is so underutilized. I know but everyone's in a rush to make money. When you're in a rush to make money, trust me, you're going to lose money first, man. You're going to lose money. I don't understand why is everyone's in that rush. But I appreciate you asking the question, man. I appreciate you asking the question. I'm just going to give you realistic responses, you know? Don't be disheartened that I gave you a reply. He probably left the stream anyways. I'm sure he left after that. I'm sure he's, oh man, screw this guy. Ask him a question and he gets all angry. I'm not getting angry, I'm saving you. Oh, he's here, he's still here. Good, good, good. Yeah, man, just have a look at that. It will help you, right? Lot sizes, calculating lot sizes. How to take the news in consideration to trade better? You basically want to trade after the news. I'm a bit skeptical of this move up pre-news here. I definitely don't think it's a bit fishy for me to see this move pre-news towards the upside, especially news here in less than 10 minutes. Taking a position now 10 minutes before news is very, very risky. Taking a position 10 minutes before news, because if you take a position 10 minutes before news and news comes and dumps, it's gonna slip your stops. In the beginning of the stream, we had a look at actually what the previous GDP news did. We had a similar move towards the upside and GDP news actually dumped price. So if the way to take this into consideration is see what news does, keep the higher time frame picture in mind. If the higher time frame still remains bullish and news gives you a pullback, guess what? That can give you more opportunity to take buys towards the upside. I'm here, bro. Saved me. I'm glad. Could you give me an example how to calculate lot size? $10 per pip. One pip is $10 per pip using one lot. Right? Simple as that. One lot, 1L equals $10 per pip, right? So that means if you are using a 0.1 lot, it will equal $1 per pip, right? And so on. 2 lot will equal $20 per pip. 3 lot will equal $30 per pip. So if there was a $10 pip move and you're using a 1 lot, that's $100. Hey, please tell me about GBP USD. Well, GBP USD is a pair. It's a pair of GBP and the second pair is USD. And it's the strength of the GBP traded against the USD. So there, I've told you what GBP USD is. Happy? Only messing, man. Only messing. We cover GBP USD. Higher time frame on GU is bearish. So we're holding at a key resistance level, which you said, which is correct. I agree with you. So since we're at that resistance level, we have to see if price wants to reject there or push up there. Remember today's NFP. NFP will affect GBP USD. So we might get a deeper retracement before more downside. Or if we create resistance from this range here, you could try look for London to give us the downside move. And maybe the pair moves, you know, maybe the news moves the pair even lower, right? It's just gambling during news time. Exactly. Right during news, it's pure gambling. And this is what I was saying about taking this position here. Even though it was a nice position, I'm only 10 minutes before news and you guys would basically be with spread literally at break even, right? And it's 10 minutes before news. So now you're in your head, you're trying to contemplate, should I hold the trade? Should I close? You know, because if you start going in drawdown again, now you're in a loss. So it becomes super complicated to, you know, you start questioning and you basically ruin your trade idea, because your trade idea can work out perfect, but news is what caused you, the confusion, and maybe you have a small loss or you miss the move. Maybe in the last 5 minutes this pushes up 20 pips and you're like, oh, why did I close? But if news was not there, you would never have that confusion and you wouldn't have to worry about that. Can you explain more on Forex Factory news calendar? Because I don't get it. Just look what news does, man. You don't have to understand macroeconomics to trade, man. I recommend this, man. After the stream is finished, or if you want to rewind now because you're desperate, you can do. Rewind to the beginning of the stream. I explain exactly what I expect to happen with news. Exactly. I explain exactly what I expect to happen with news and explain what I expect for... Actually, I have a really good explanation on gold. So I definitely would expect... I definitely would recommend watching the gold one because that's super interesting, right? The gold one is very interesting. Harry, how can I send you my charts to check it out? You can send charts in the Discord. Even if we're off stream, I'll be happy to look at your charts and give you guys feedback. It's always a pleasure. And yeah, I'm just happy to do it, right? How much percentage your consistency? Man, it ranges between 75 to 85%, depends on the month. If I'm taking more trades, it's probably around 78%, because the more trades you take, your win percentage starts to go down because of the frequency, but then you're taking more trades, right? But if you take less trades, you can start pushing that consistency. I mean, if you take like only a few, like 2-3 trades a week, sometimes the win percentage can push up to 90%, right? So that's basically where it sits at. If you guys are new to the channel, welcome. I appreciate you guys showing up for the stream. We do stream often, so I'd appreciate you guys leaving a subscribe so you guys know when we stream again. This stream is pretty much different than others. You can read the description to understand more. We set out clear plans. This is not a buy above here, sell below here strategy. And we're setting plans to build you guys confidence. And it's very interactive, right? A lot of Q&A. A lot of you guys can be asking questions here and getting feedback, right? Which is definitely beneficial for you guys. Ask me questions about my videos on my channel, because the channel has tons of videos, tons. Thought of trading silver. I mean, I haven't looked at it personally. It moves very, very similar to gold, right? But gold is just such a more commonly traded pair than silver. There's no point of trading silver, but I do know people who trade silver. And, if you find your edge in that, I don't see why not, but if you're a beginner trader and you want to share ideas with other people, you'll find that more people will be trading gold, so you can see what other people are doing and if it matches with you. For example, in the Telegram group, there's a lot of people who trade gold and they're constantly posting what they did in gold, maybe what mistakes they made with gold, and you can relate yourself. But if you're trading silver and not many people are trading silver, you might find an issue to basically try get feedback. I mean, feedback you can get, but you'll find an issue to learn, essentially, right? You'll find an issue to learn because you can't compare yourself to other traders. More power to you. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. Yo, Crest. Good morning, brother. Crest is always showing up to the stream. Today, Crest gets knighted. He gets knighted as a moderator. Boom. Crest is now a moderator. He got knighted today. Crest got knighted today. All right, news in 5 minutes here. Wagwan. Yes, sir. Welcome. And this is exactly why I told you guys not to take that trade, right? Pre-news, can't rely on the volume. Now you guys are all in drawdown. Right, and now you're contemplating to close. How long have I been doing this live trading? I've been doing this live trading for How long has it been? If you check, I think probably 3 weeks. Three weeks. My channel is mostly, before new, I'll just show you a quick plug. Right? My channel was mostly made on making videos, right? Check this out. If it loads, right? Look, this channel has tons of videos here. Tons. Right? This is what this channel was originally made for, right? Lots of information on this channel. So yeah, that's what I was doing. All right, five minutes till news here. Well, no, 3 minutes till news, sorry. What are we guys saying? Up or down? Quickly, in the chat, up or down? 3 minutes till news, up or down? Let's see, guys, in the chat, up or down? Up or down? I'm saying down. I don't know. I'm saying down. Why is Crest sad? Why is Crest sad? Up. People saying up. It's baiting us too long. Down. Changing your message to sad emoji. Yeah, that's why I'm... Man, come on, man. Be more grateful. I'm saying dump it. I'm saying dump it, but maybe we see a spike up first. If this spikes up first, and then we're probably gonna see down. People saying up. Yeah, it's quite mixed, right? This is why you don't want to trade news, because of the inconsistency. People say up, people say down, and you really don't know. But based on what I'm seeing, I wouldn't be surprised if we see a quick spike down and then continue up. But we haven't broken previous 4-hour high. So yeah, it's going to be interesting. We'll watch it on 5 minute. Quick up and then down, looking at how it's baiting us. Yeah, it's trying to bait you. It's trying to bait you. If the news comes out worse than expected, it's going to go down. I'm not sad. YouTube is messing up with my message. That's all good, man. Let's have a look. 40 seconds. 40 seconds and we see what happens. Do we have a push up or a push down? Appreciate all the people joining the stream. Always good to have more people here. If you're enjoying the stream, stick around. You know, subscribe so you see future streams, because the vibes are always like this. Always good vibes. Chilling out. Planning for trades. That's how it should be. I see you guys in chat. I see you guys in chat. Buy stops and sell stops. Come on. Don't be doing that stuff. Oh, here we go. Okay, we're pushing up first. Should make sense. News came out what? Better than expected. So yeah, this news came out better than expected. Probably should see this go up if news come out better than expected. They're expecting GDP to come out at 0.1. GDP came out at 0.3. So yeah, this probably should continue up here. And we should see some upside first. So definitely interesting to see. Made sense based on that 4-hour close, breaking the 4-hour high. We should continue up now. Right? So this is why we don't know what news is going to come back at. Obviously GDP is now getting a lot better. So we're seeing that basically the UK is now seeing better, outlook for the economy, which has been taken quite positively, but it's not, like a 20 pip move here. Yeah, 19 pip move, nothing crazy, right? We'll see if this continues. But now this gives us options if we start to get pullbacks. We want this to happen. We've been stuck in this range for the whole week, and now we're finally getting a push outside of this range, which is nice to see. right? Breaking the 4-hour high. Don't have any FOMO. Why? Because we have plenty of space to buy, right? You have all the way up to 165 to buy. Don't worry, guys. Right? No FOMO. Now just wait for structure. Everyone is trying to buy this now. Everyone's trying to jump into buys. Some people are stupid and trying to jump into sells now, I would bet. But you can see it's respecting this resistance here. Exactly, we have tons of space to buy above. News is like inside trading, they already know, and waiting for retail traders to get burnt. Yeah, 90% of the time news is already priced in. They know what news is gonna do. The rest of the market is trying to chase to catch news. The only time where news is the best thing to trade is when you're in a position that's in deep profits and you wait for news to hopefully give you a better push. Right? When news gives you a better push, then that's how it is. So yeah, we kept safe out of all positions. We did not take any gambles here today. And you can see pre-news how price did not do anything next to our entry. So we would have had to close anyways. And then you're basically gambling on the direction of news. So couldn't have said it would go up, couldn't have said it would go down. And this is where people make mistakes, right? And look, it's respecting the exact structure we have marked out, right? Support and resistance is still being respected here. We're seeing this rejection here, which can give us opportunity, right? So now we just have to wait for some structure to form, right? The next zone we want to trade is probably above this 163, 363. So if we can close above there, create support, guess what? We're going to look like we want to continue up. If not, if we start to get this rejection, remember yesterday did something similar, but it was on the downside. Yesterday we saw some downside move. Where was it? Here, right? We were moving down, pre-session moved down. Then London gave us this big push up first. So I wouldn't mind to see a big push down first. And then that's how it's going to be. NFP today. Yeah, exactly. NFP, if you watch the beginning of the stream, 100% in the beginning of the stream, we covered everything I'm looking at for NFP. Sometimes I love Powell, sometimes I hate Powell. Because sometimes his speech makes price break a range, go in a trend, and sometimes makes price fall and go into a range. You know, Powell is, I think, the locksmith, man. Powell is the locksmith, right? Once you find all the keys to the market, he changes the locks. Huh? Once you find all the key to the markets, Powell changes the locks, huh? Did you call that fake out? We haven't faked out yet. We just rejected this resistance at the moment. The reason I find that change the lock thing so funny is that I just imagine in my head like someone so happy that they found the key to the market, and then they go to the door to unlock it and the lock is changed. Just the disappointment. I appreciate everyone showing up today. It's nice to have everyone in the chat. Feel free to ask questions. In this stream, I don't mind looking at other pairs you want me to compare. Not compare, but just have a look at. If you're new, I would appreciate a subscribe. It always helps. And as well, you can join the other streams because we start these streams almost an hour ago. It'd be good to have you guys on future streams. If you like this, the vibes here, you can leave a like. If you don't like the vibes here and you don't like what we're talking about, then I guess you would have left the stream already, or I don't know what you're doing then, right? You don't have to join then. Boom. Classic news rejection. I told you everyone taking buys at the highs, they think price is going to continue up. Then boom. That's why be patient. We're chilling, you know. Nasdaq. Want to have a look at Nasdaq? I believe Nasdaq dumped. Nasdaq should have gone down if I'm correct. I can have a quick look at Nasdaq, no problem. Oh, candle flipped. I like the stream before it even loads. I appreciate you, man. Nas, what did Nasdaq do? Yeah, Nasdaq dumped very hard. I don't see a reason. I mean, we're sitting here at this 11,914 level here. If we do close below, I can see a move down to 11,895, but I think rather wait for NFP. I think price is going to wait for NFP here. I think we might range till NFP, and NFP will give clarity. Isn't it time to sell GBP? No, man, come on. Just one wick rejecting and the candle not even closed, and you want to sell? This is why you're not successful in the markets, man. Too erratic. Oh, it's moving up, I should take buys. It's moving down, I should take sells. Come on, relax, you know? You can't trade like that, because if you trade like that, you're going to be taking 1,000 trades and you're not going to have any clarity. Focus on specifics in the market, right? Execute on specifics. What advice do you have for us that want to backtest the strategy? Well, my advice is to backtest it. I highly recommend to backtest it. Go backtest everything. In my Discord, I have a free backtesting basically sheet. So if you join the Discord, you can see there's a free backtesting sheet and you can go fill. I think this is an example of it. Yeah, so this is like a quick example of a backtesting sheet here. It looks something like this, right? If it wasn't for news, would it make sense to buy above 399 all the way up to 785? 399. Yeah, it would. That's still an option, but the thing is you don't really want to be buying highs all the time. You rather buy a pullback. So that sheet that I just showed, you can that's for free in the Discord channel, right? So in resources. Can I take a long buy for gold, and at what price? You can do what you want, man. Anything you want. You're in control of you. Whatever you want, you can do. Time to sell. It's not time to sell, brother. Please. Please. Invite link for Discord has been expired. No, there's plenty of people joining. I think it hasn't expired. Just try load it in another tab, or load it in another window. There we go. Appreciate you, Crest. Did I see the Bitcoin dump? Yes, I did see the Bitcoin dump. It was a heavy dump. Due to some FUD we had in the market, there's people saying that Ethereum is a security, right? So Ethereum is a security, not claiming it as an asset. If you guys don't know the difference between an asset and a security, essentially a security is treated like a company going public. They would sell shares instead of it being like a traded asset. Even though it's traded, securities are traded, it would mostly be done in like a shares form, as if a company went in a public IPO. Apart from that, we're also seeing that KuCoin, which is an exchange, has some problems, and they're trying to hammer down on KuCoin exchange, and we're seeing that have problems basically. How do you analyze when a fake out and real move? Well, if a move is caused by news, you can never really trust it, because news is just random volume in the market that causes price to move in a certain direction. You know, so you can't always rely on that, right? If a normal fake out, wow, chart is glitched. You know, so other moves, they will be done with volume, with confirmation and stuff like that. Do you just can't read today? Do you just societally? Come on, man. If you're gonna type something, don't. You're the one who's making me messed up. You're the one who's making me sound like I can't speak. Do you just societally just? Right? So do I just societally use the 3 entries in the video I made? No, those are 3 fundamental basic price action entries. I have a total of 8 entries total. I would say 6 are the most common entries. The last 2 are adaptations, but I rely on 6 specific entries. Right? The key entries essentially. 6 key entries. And some adaptations of an idea, like if price does something a bit weird but then still continues in the direction, I'll continue to do that, right? So look at what 5 minute is doing in this area here. Yeah, we're still holding, respecting this range high. I expect this to slowly make its way up, but there's nothing really we can enter off here. And entering off a 5 minute bullish candle, after seeing this rejection, the target's already hit. Makes it quite tough. Alright. How do you know if a candle is caused by news? You guys in the chat want to answer this question for him? Let's see if you guys in the chat know the answer to this question. Because it's a pretty simple answer. It's quite self-explanatory. Quite self-explanatory. KuCoin, yeah, that's the name of the exchange, man. Volume, almost. News bring big volume? It does bring volume. No, the answer to this question is a very simple question. A news candle is known if it's a news candle because it will be when there's news. All you have to do is check. Was there news at that time? This was news. We know because I've checked, right? You have to be alert in the markets. That's all. That's how you check if a candle is caused by news. Also, a big spike in the market is normally news. You can notice the way a candle looks. This candle here is not normal. That's not normal. We don't see that every day. It's obviously caused by something. When you see a sizable, yeah, exactly. That's another way. Yes. Can you share what other entries you have? No, that would take me a very, very long time. But I do teach people the other entries. You know, covering 6 entries is very complicated because it would take super long time to talk about when to apply them, how to apply them, what scenarios. Yeah, to try generalize that is very, very tough. I hit 14k subs or not yet? I don't think I hit 14k subs. If I have hit 14k subs, I appreciate you guys. Happy. You can screenshot that. 14k. Tag me on Instagram. $68. At one point when news was coming out, I think we spiked to 70 something. But everyone was nervous gambling on news. No one saw the views. What do I think of GJ? At the moment, GJ is kind of ranging. It's not doing much. We tapped target already. We need to see proper structure. And once we see proper structure, we can look to continue the buys or wait till we get above 163.363, right? But we need to wait now. Just be a little bit patient. Yes, sir, we did. Nice. Very good. You know, it's an NFP day. We can expect price to range for the rest of the day. It's even a possibility. I've seen it before many times. So yeah. If you guys have enjoyed the stream, I appreciate a like. Almost at 50 likes. It's pretty cool. Not gonna lie. I appreciate you guys. I appreciate you guys. Yeah, wait till London I think will be the best option. If we're gonna take a trade today, I think it's best to wait till London. So anyways, I will be sending my trades. If I do take a trade, I will be sending in the group so you guys can join there to have a look. Yeah, GU tried to break out the upside here, so that's interesting to see. We might get that deeper pullback we were talking about. This was based on the GBP news before continuing downside, and maybe news does the reversal here to downside. So definitely interesting to see that type of stuff. Should took this entry. What's your advice? Look at GU now. No, you don't have to take that entry. It was very hard to take the entry. Price just popped out of the range. You have to wait for it to create support above the range. Maybe then you can look to continue buys. The issue I have now with GJ is this, but luckily we have our zones very accurate. This is the problem. If we get a support candle here, it's hard to be, this target has already been hit, so I don't know if this is going to be a rejection or we get a potential wick fill. And the way you answer that question is you look what's happening on the higher time frames, like the 1 hour. So you see the 1 hour is turning into a rejection. So if the 1 hour ended up closing bullish, even though the 15-minute was bullish, then this is a rejection. So probably above here is going to be a lot safer. Where would sells make sense? I'm not going to sell with this 4 hour candle closing bullish like this. Until this 4 hour candle closes bearish, maybe back below 162 700s, then sells make sense. But for now, sells don't make sense. Any pullback now, like if we start pulling back deep now, this is actually good to take buys, potential buys, right? So yeah. Genuine guy, no Patreons or paid stuff. Thanks for sharing your knowledge. All good, man. All good. But just because people have that stuff, you shouldn't discount them unless they're legit, because people should be paid for their time, right? People should be paid for their time. But if they're just doing that, posting all bullshit in there, complete waste of time. I don't agree with these people. Really don't agree with these people. Do you use SMC? Sorry, first time watching. Welcome, man. No, I don't use smart money concepts. I trade mostly using price action. Right? So, yeah. Anyways, guys. Chill day today. It's Friday. I'm probably going to hop off the stream now. Nothing's much happening. It was a real good, having a good chat. We'll pick up the stream hopefully next week. And, I hope to see you guys there. If you're new to the channel, leave a subscribe so you know when we go live and show up to the lives. They're always full of information and really good information. A lot of people have benefited from the plans we made and taken trades from this stream and built their own confidence to be taking trades even outside of stream. So instead of just getting trades when I'm streaming, people are getting trades outside of stream because they build the confidence from what we learned here. So definitely consider that if you haven't already. I appreciate everyone showing up today. Look forward, have a great weekend all. Yeah, and with that being said, I'm probably going to wrap it up now. And I will catch you guys hopefully very soon. Peace.